Module 2. In this module, we are going to learn about the Maslow's theory of motivation and its educational implications. Prepared and presented by Mrs. M. Sharada, PhD scholar, part-time, Department of Educational Psychology, Tamil Nadu Teachers Education University, Karapakkam, Chennai 97. Guided by Dr. P. N. Lakshmi Shanmugam, Assistant Professor, Department of Educational Psychology, Tamil Nadu Teachers Education University, Karapakkam, Chennai. Introduction. Educational psychology, namely, concerns with the teaching-learning process. The main purpose of teaching is to facilitate learning. A teacher has to perform several types of activities and actions in the classroom to generate conducive situation of learning for his or her pupils. The teacher has to motivate his or her students because without motivation there is no learning. It energizes the behavior of the students. Therefore, it is essential for a teacher to understand the concept of motivation. This images shows the motivation in the classroom situations like psychological experiments, science experiments, etc. The motivation is an indispensable technique for learning. No learning is possible without motivation. The teacher organizes and performs some activities to facilitate certain types of learning. Therefore, it is necessary for a teacher to use suitable devices of motivation. Motivation is an indispensable technique for learning. No learning is possible without motivation. Each and every student should be motivated by the teacher. Learning objectives. After completing this module in Moodle platform, the student teachers are able to recall the formulas of motivation, define motivation, describe the Maslow's hierarchy theory of learning, identify the process of self-actualization, find the basic needs for living, recognize and explain how Maslow's theory of motivation applies in education, evaluate the concepts of Maslow's hierarchy of learning, develop the students to engage their needs and motivate themselves, practice and fulfill the needs in their day-to-day life.
How do we become happy? A question that has been asked since the dawn of man, and answered by philosophers, gurus, and recently psychologists. One of them was Abraham Maslow, who formulated his hierarchy of needs, also known as Maslow's pyramid. What can we learn from this pyramid if we want to be happy? Maslow's pyramid is divided in 5 levels: physiological, safety, love and belonging, esteem, and self-actualization needs. Physiological needs are biological and physical requirements, like breathing, food, water, and sleep. When these needs are not fulfilled, they become the only thing we are preoccupied with. Safety needs are physical safety and needs for home, employment, income, and health. Without fulfillment of these needs, a person feels constantly insecure and unprotected. Love and belonging needs deal with our desires for good family relationships, friendships, and sexual intimacy. Without them, we might become depressed or experience loneliness. Esteem needs are needs like self-esteem, confidence, achievement, and respect by others. Self-actualization needs deal with creativity, spontaneity, and problem-solving. Self-actualizing people have a grounded sense of well-being and satisfaction, and a sense of awe, wonder, and gratitude about life. Maslow noted that his hierarchy is a general description. Levels are not fixed, and each need does not have to be fulfilled 100% to move to higher levels. So, how do we become happy? Maslow called the lower 4 levels deficiency needs. If we don't have them met, It influences our psychological health and obstructs our tendency for growth, autonomy, identity, and excellence. Fulfill your needs at all levels and become a truly happy person.
Theories of motivation. 24 theories of motivation have been propounded by experts. These theories provide divergent explanations of motivation. It is neither feasible nor desirable in the limited scope to provide a detailed treatment. Only an overview of some of the popular theories is given here. It also observed that these theories supplement each and point towards the same truth. In this image, it shows the motivation. It includes attitude, success, performance, support, idea, and goals. Theories of motivation include PAN theory, instinct theory, need theory, stimulation theory, behavior or learning theory, social theory, depth theory, psychological theory, theory of achievement motivation. PAN theory, instinct theory, need theory, stimulation theory, behavior or learning theory, social theory, depth theory, psychological theory, theory of achievement motivation. Need theory. Maslow, 1988 to 1970, was the main advocate of this theory. He stated the hierarchy of needs. There are two sets of needs. One is primary or biological and second one is secondary or psychological. The more intense is the need in the motivation. Motivation, it includes relatedness, autonomy and competence. Meaning of the term need. We make use of the term need in our day-to-day life in many ways. When we desire or wish to have food, we say that we are in the need of the food. We need water for quenching our thirst, sex objects for the satisfaction of our sex needs. After being tired from the busy schedule, companions and friends or feel loneliness, we have a craving for being loved or to love, and also keep struggling for some status, recognition and appreciation for our work and duties. In this way, the term need is very often used as synonymous with the terms want and desire. We are always in a state of anxiety, eagerness and temptation for fulfilling our desires or wants. In fact, these desires or wants psychologically named as needs. These desires or wants psychologically named as needs prompt or persuade us to behave in a specific way. Need refers to a condition or state of our mind that prompts or persuades us to act or behave in a specific way. In this image, it shows the needs of our life like safety, security, family, support, purpose, significance, importance, appreciation, dignity, skills, values, bonding, relationships, etc. What are the basic needs? There is no end to our desires or wants in our life. As a result, it is difficult to number our individual needs. However, there are needs that are quite essential for an individual in terms of his staying alive, maintaining proper physical and mental health, leading a social life and getting well in terms of personality development, etc. Such essential needs are referred to as an individual basic needs. These basic needs for their proper understanding may be broadly classified into the following two categories: psychological or biological needs, socio-physiological needs. 4 general approaches to motivation. Motivation is a vast and complicated subject encompassing many theories. Some theories were developed through work with animals in laboratories. Others are based on research with human in situations that used games or puzzles. Some theories grow out of the work done in clinical or industrial psychology. Our examination of the field will be selective, otherwise we should never finish the topic. Behavioral approaches to motivation. According to the behavioral view, an understanding of student motivation begins with a careful analysis of the incentives and rewards present in the classroom. A reward is an attractive object or event supplied as a consequence of a particular behavior. For example, Sarathi was rewarded with bonus points when she drew an excellent diagram. An incentive is an object or event that encourage or discourage behavior. The promise of an A plus was an incentive to Sarathi. Actually, receiving the grade was a reward. Rewards are one of the motivations for the students to do their work. If we are consistently reinforced for certain behaviors, we may develop habits or tendencies to act in certain ways. For example, if a student is repeatedly rewarded with affection, money, prize, or privileges for earning letters in baseball but receives little recognition for studying, the student will probably work longer and harder on perfecting her fast ball than on understanding geometry. Providing grades, stars, stickers, and other reinforcements for learning or demerits for misbehavior is an attempt to motivate students by extrinsic means of incentives, rewards, and punishments. Humanistic approaches to motivation. In the 1940s, proponents of humanistic psychology such as Carl Rogers argued that neither of the dominant schools of psychology, behavioral or Freudian, adequately explained why people act as they do. Humanistic interpretations of motivation emphasizes such intrinsic source of motivation as a person's need for self-actualization. Maslow 1970, The Inborn Actualizing Tendency, Rogers and Feriberg 1994. So from the humanistic perspectives, to motivate means to encourage people's inner resources, their senses of competence, self-esteem, autonomy, and self-actualization. Maslow's theory is a very influential humanistic explanation of motivation. In this image shows the photo of Carl Rogers, psychologist. Cognitive approaches to motivation. In many ways, cognitive theories of motivation also developed as a reaction to the behavioral views. Cognitive theorists to believe that behavior is determined by our thinking, not simply by whether we have been rewarded or punished for the behavior in the past. Tell by Stipek in 2002. Behavior is initiated and regulated by plans. Miller, Galanter and Prebraum in 1960. Goals, Locke and Latham in 1990. Schemas, Ortony and Clore and Collins in 1988. Expectations, Verum in 1964 and Attributions, Weiner in 1992. Core beliefs, it includes yourself, future and others. It will be stimulated by behavior, thoughts and feelings. These are correlated with one another. One of the central assumptions in cognitive approaches is that people do not respond to external events or physical conditions such as hunger, but rather than to their interpretations of these events. In cognitive theories, people are seen as active and curious, searching for information to solve personally relevant problems. Thus, cognitive theorists emphasize intrinsic motivation. Bernard's Weiner's attribution theory is a good example for intrinsic motivation. In this image, it shows the behavior will change our mind, attitude, etc. Socio-cultural conceptions of motivations. Socio-cultural views of motivation emphasizes participation in communities of practice. People engage in activities to maintain their identities and their interpersonal relations within the community. Thus, students are motivated to learn if they are members of a classroom or school community that values learning. Just as we learn to speak and dress and conduct ourselves in restaurants or shopping malls by being socialized, watching and learning from more capable members of the culture. We also learn to be students by watching and learning from members of our community. We also learn to be students by watching and learning from members of our community. This image shows the learning capabilities of students. Maslow's self-actualization theory. In 1954, Abraham Maslow proposed that a motivational behavior may satisfy many needs at the same time, thus implying that an act is multimotivated. Human needs, according to Maslow, arrange themselves in hierarchies of preponderancy. In other words, the appearance of one need generally depends upon the satisfaction of the others. They are closely related to each other and may be arranged from the lowest to the highest development of the personality. He proposed 5 sets of basic needs that can be arranged in a definite hierarchical order for understanding human motivation. This image shows the photo of Abraham Maslow. In Abraham Maslow's self-actualization theory includes self-actualization like morality, creativity, spontaneity, problem solving, lack of prejudice, acceptance of facts, and esteem need includes self-esteem, confidence, achievement, respect of others, respect by others, and love and belonging needs includes friendship, family, sexual intimacy. Safety needs includes security of body, of employment, of resources, of morality, of the family, of health, of property. Physiological needs includes breathing, food, water, sex, sleep, homeostasis, excretion. Physiological needs. Physiological needs is one of the important needs. It includes the food, healthy, nutrition, and then safety, wanted, honored, purpose, skill, worth, talent, pursue, control, crave, possesses, etc. These primary needs are created in an individual by nature. Needs of air, water, food, defecation, etc. are such needs. Air, food, water, shelter, clothes, safety, love, esteem, self-expressions are the basic needs. Unless these needs of individual are satisfied, he or she cannot even think of higher level needs, meaning thereby we cannot motivate a hungry or thirsty pupil for learning in the class because they cannot concentrate on their subjects. If a child does not even have the resource to fulfill these needs, he or she can defer these needs by his or her willpower, but only for a short duration. But ultimately, these needs will have to be fulfilled. And then safety needs. Safety needs includes wellness, stability, security, safety, family, closeness, support, purpose, significance, importance, dignity, values, skills, etc. After fulfilling the physiological needs, an individual wants to be protected in the environment from his or her enemies, whether they are his or her fellow beings or the fury of the environment in the form of heat, cold, rain, etc. This image shows the motivation, thoughts, ideas, psychology, academic mind, emotion, conscious, and then behavior, etc. In the school, a child wants that he or she should not be teased by anybody. If the school is unable to protect the child can never be motivated for learning. In this image shows the quotes of believe anything is possible. So we should believe ourselves, anything will be possible. Needs of belongingness. Those teachers who fail to satisfy these needs of their pupils cannot motivate them for learning as well. Having the above two needs being fulfilled, an individual wants to be associated with others. He or she wants love, affection and friendship from his or her fellow beings. In order to satisfy these needs, child participates in different types of programs in the school. In order to draw the attention and love of his or her teachers, he or she fulfills the homeworks given to him or her. Learning is fun when we love the learning. Esteem needs. Esteem needs is an important need. It includes the physiological needs, esteem needs, safety needs, self-actualization and love and belonging. After the lower level of needs being fulfilled, an individual wants respect and recognition in the society. For this purpose, he or she exhibits some extraordinary performance on certain affairs. The individual wants some powers in his or her hand to use it in the society. Esteem needs includes the motivation is a special key to recognize in the society and wants respect from the others. The individual wants some powers in his or her hand to use it in the society. For example, he or she wants to become monitor of the class, or captain or football or cricket team. In order to motivate such students for learning, it is necessary that such needs of these students must be fulfilled to the maximum level possible. In esteem needs, in our mind, we have the sense of worthy, understanding, trustworthy, trusting, thoughtful, wise, tender, able, generous, determined, curious, humble, valuable persons. Needs of belongingness. Having the above two needs being fulfilled, an individual wants to be associated with others. He or she wants love, affection and friendship from his or her fellow beings. In order to satisfy these needs, child participates in different types of programs in the schools. In order to draw the attention and love of his teachers, he fulfills the homeworks given to him. Needs of self-actualization. Self-determination theory, it having the component of humans' basic needs, competence, autonomy, relatedness. Competence means capacity to effectively deal with the environment. Autonomy means control of the course of their lives. Relatedness means requiring affectionate relationships with others. Need of self-actualization. An individual comes to recognize his or her strengths and weakness fully before coming to this last level of needs. On the basis of potentialities, he or she wants to do such extraordinary work so that he or she may acquire the top place in the eyes of the people. Self-actualization includes strength, weakness, opportunities, and threats. Needs of self-actualization. For example, talented students after a period of time come to know that they can be a topper in the class. In order to achieve this target, they try their level best. Excellence demands that you do your best, not that you be the best. If a teacher fails to recognize the abilities of these students and does not respond properly at their achievement, these students lag behind their actual level of performance. This image shows the strength of the students with cooperation. If they want to do something, they will be properly arranged in a manner with the cooperation, they can achieve their goals. It is clear from the above classification that there are 5 groups of people found in every society. The first group gets satisfied at the fulfillment of its first level needs and does not care for the next. Second group can be satisfied by fulfilling the 2 levels of needs. The next 2 groups are smaller than these. They can be motivated only when their higher levels of needs are fulfilled. The last group is actually never contented. It always tries its best to excel more and more. This image shows the success. Success is one part of the motivation. Characteristics of self-actualizers, person who achieves self-actualization. Presentation of a good theoretical model. It includes the causal relationship, clarity, understanding, logical, communicate ideas with support, be pragmatic, curiosity. Characteristics of self-actualizers. They demonstrate an efficient perception of reality and acceptance. They accept themselves and others. They show high degree of spontaneity and simplicity. They possess problem-centered orientation. They believe in privacy. They are somewhat detached. They appreciate goodness. They demonstrate an efficient perception of reality and acceptance. They accept themselves and others. They show high degree of spontaneity and simplicity. They possess problem-centered orientation. They believe in privacy. They are somewhat detached. They appreciate goodness. They tend to be autonomous and independent of their environment. They show mysticism at times. They identify themselves with mankind. They develop deep interpersonal relationships with others. They are democratic in outlook. They tend to be autonomous and independent of their environment. They show mysticism at times. They identify themselves with mankind. They develop deep interpersonal relationships with others. They are democratic in outlook. Autonomy. It will be a choice for others, other things, other capacities, other abilities, etc. They distinguish means and ends. They have a sense of humor. They are creative. They are adaptable. They distinguish means and ends. They have a sense of humor. They are creative. They are adaptable. Motivation, it includes self, social, cognitive aspects, task values. Self depends the expectations and self-efficacy. Social, it depends the modeling comparisons. Cognitive aspects, it includes self-regulation. Task values, it includes goals, cost and benefits. Educational implications. Students need to feel emotionally and physically safe and accepted within the classroom to progress and reach their full potential. Students need to feel emotionally and physically safe and accepted within the classroom to progress and reach their full potential. Maslow suggests students must be shown that they are valued and respected in the classroom, and the teacher should create a supportive environment. Maslow suggests students must be shown that they are valued and respected in the classroom, and the teacher should create a supportive environment. Students with a low esteem will not progress academically at an optimum rate until their self-esteem is strengthened. Students with a low esteem will not progress academically at an optimum rate until their self-esteem is strengthened. In classroom, motivation regulates and controls the behavior of the student. In classroom, motivation regulates and controls the behavior of the students. Motivation initiates and sustains the activities and character building of the students. Motivation initiates and sustains the activities and character building of the students. It helps character building of the students. It helps character building of the students. It brings active and attentive response of the learners. It brings active and attentive responses of the learners. Self-assessment. Who proposed the theory of self-actualization? Who proposed the theory of self-actualization? The first four levels of needs are known as what is called as growth need in motivation. What is called as growth need in motivation? Requirement for human survival comes under which need? Requirement for human survival comes under which need? Freedom from fear is an example for which need of motivation? Freedom from fear is an example for which need of motivation? Intimacy is an example for two categories of self-esteem are when a person feels that he should accomplish something in his life while he achieving his needs, true or false? When a person feels that he should accomplish something in his life while he achieving his needs, true or false? How many needs to be expanded in Maslow's hierarchy? How many needs to be expanded in Maslow's hierarchy? Options: A 4, B 5, C 6, D 7. How many needs to be expanded in Maslow's hierarchy? Option A 4, option B 5, option C 6, option D 7. Mention few characters of self-actualized person. Mention few characters of self-actualized person. Taking responsibility and working hard is dash behavior. Taking responsibility and working hard is dash behavior. Thank you.
Maslow's hierarchy of needs is a theory in psychology. It argues that there are 5 stages of human needs that motivate our behavior. Abraham Maslow proposed his theory in 1943 after studying what he called exemplary people, such as Albert Einstein or Eleanor Roosevelt. First, there are physiological needs, such as the need to breathe, eat, drink, or sleep. The moment we get enough of that and we feel awake and our bellies are full, we get motivated by the next thing. Now we want safety. We try to earn money, build up resources, and look for shelter that protects us against dangers. Once we are satisfied and feel safe, we have time to think about what we want next. At stage 3, we seek love and belonging. We desire to be close to family and friends, belong to a society, or join a gang. But the moment we feel completely part of a group, we already wish to be a little different than the rest. At stage 4, we look for esteem, self-confidence, and respect from our peers. We want to be someone. If we have money, we buy a fancy watch. If we have a brain, we write or think or work a lot. Motivation to perform and compete is now at its highest. Students, sportsmen, and inventors excel. Neil Armstrong even flew to the moon. Only if we breathe and drink and eat and sleep enough, and we feel safe and part of a group and still special, only then can we reach level 5, self-actualization. Now we can relax, be creative, accept facts for what they are, give back or do whatever we want. No more pressure, unless of course there is trouble below. If you are a leader and believe in the theory, use it. First, make sure everyone has eaten well. Then make them feel safe and help them belong to a group. Once they feel they belong, they are ready to stand out and excel. Thanks for watching. Even if we try to keep it short, each video is quite some work. First, we research and write a script. Then we brainstorm ideas. And after that, we draw the storybook. Then it's recorded, narrated, and finally edited. If you want to support us to make more videos on learning and education, visit patreon.com/sprouts.